hop on board here.
Look who it is.
Let's
I'm
take
Gwin, hometown.
this sweet adventure. Let me take you through my land.
Where are we at bikes wise for 2017? I hear there are going to be a lot of changes for some people.
Sounds like there are some changes for some people. For yours truly, I will be on the same bike I raced last year.
Yeah.
When we get to Lourdes.
Hey, listen. Some people say that there's not many shit bikes these days. They're all pretty good. Does the bike actually matter in your eyes?
Yeah, for sure. I think overall the quality of bikes is really good. So I think you can have a good time on any bike, any wheel size. It doesn't really matter. But there's definitely, when you get higher end, there's stuff that just works better, and which does allow you to go faster and ultimately have more fun.
Where do you think things are heading World Cup wise, bikes?
I don't know, honestly. It sounds like there's a lot of talk about people riding 29ers, downhill bikes. I really like my 29er trail bike. From the very first day I ever rode one, I love the bigger wheels. But I've never ridden a 29er downhill bike, so I don't know. I'm not sure if I can keep my butt off the rear tire. That's what my main concern is. So we'll see. I'm sure I'll ride one eventually, but I haven't ridden one yet, so I don't know.
Who do you think is going to be the immediate danger for 2017?
I don't know, man. It's always hard to tell. You just got to get to the first race and race, so I never think about it. I just focus on my own deal, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of fast guys like there always are.
Are you surprised how, you've now won, it's almost 40% of the World Cup races in the last 6 years. That's a huge, huge figure. Are you surprised about how few people actually step up to the mark?
I don't know. It's kind of a weird question.
Why is it Gwin?
No, I think, I don't know. I'm not surprised. I work hard, man. These wins aren't easy, so I feel like I do a really good job of showing up prepared and ready to win races every year, and it is, like I said, it's definitely not easy. I've lost a lot more races than I've won, but I have had a good level of success, which has been awesome.
Do you think it's your precision that's significantly better than others?
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't tell you. Ask me that when my career's over, I'll tell you how I do it.
That's going to be quite a while though.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, didn't you hear you say not so long ago that you're in it for the short term, not the long term? 10 years is quite a long time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I enjoy racing more and more every year. I love to compete. I love to race. And as I mature, I love it more and more. I guess I've always loved racing, but I think some of the pressures that came along with racing were tougher when I was younger. Now I enjoy those, and they don't bother me. So that makes the whole process more fun. So as long as I'm competitive, man, I'll keep racing. We're in.
So,
you ready for this?
I
don't know if you're ready for this. This view is going to blow your mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Before the view blows my mind, going back to 2016, Danny Hart had quite a good end. Go away from you there, right?
Yeah, it was a bummer how the season ended for me. Great for him.
Hey, does age ever worry you?
Not so far. No, I'm just feeling better every year. But I'm sure at some point it'll go the other way. But I'm in good shape. I've always taken good care of myself, so I think I'll have a pretty long, healthy career. I hope.
Hold on, this is your driveway?
Yeah, this is my driveway.
Are you serious? Hold on, I gotta record this.
I'll pave it once the house is built.
Oh my god!
But we just had some rain, so it's a little rough right now. But yeah, we'll pave it eventually. But I'll get it built first, so all the work trucks don't tear up the driveway right after I pave it.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Very happy, man. Huge blessing for sure. All I ever wanted, I grew up on a little bit of land, so being able to go out in the yard and ride bikes and build jumps and sit on the front porch and just stare out at a view is like everything to me. So when I look for a piece of property, I just wanted like an epic view. So this piece of property is cool. I've got 11 acres, but I've got 2 lots, and there's this one over here And it's big enough to build like a really nice pump track, some jumps, maybe a trials course, like do some riding, and this will be the main house pad.
This is ridiculous.
The house will be up here, but I've got some flowers growing on my dirt pile. Yeah, it's nice up here right now, springtime, so everything's green. You can see the ocean, kind of, that's the coastline over there.
Okay, so we're at the top of the mountain. Where are we? What are we looking at here?
So yeah, this is basically the house pad where there'll be a house someday. We had all the utilities put in here over the winter, so I got everything kind of ready to go there. Made a deal with the neighbor, run some utilities through his land, and then
What are we looking at over this way?
this is Temecula over here, and then Marietta, Wildemar. My house currently is straight out over here.
What's those big mountains over there?
That's Big Bear to the left, and then Idlewild to the right. So that's where we ride downhill in the summer. Actually, both mountains have some good downhill tracks, but the bike park in Big Bear has been cool. So it's pretty sweet. This spot, man.
All this kind of sun and this dust doesn't really kind of go with the alpine environment you spend most of your weekends during a World Cup season.
Nope. I don't know.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah.
I guess the question is like you mentioned earlier, how can you race World Cup if you live in a desert? Well, it's not a desert, but there are palm trees there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, where I grew up is like the real desert, super desert. This is a little bit greener, especially now. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think just from riding motocross and doing different stuff, like I think it's more of just a bike skill thing, and you kind of know how to read terrains and anticipate certain conditions and what the bike's gonna do, and if you kind of have that, you just develop it. And the first few years I raced World Cups, it was muddy almost every single race, so I had to pretty much just learn how to ride it pretty quick.
Talking about this year's series, is there a danger that that maybe the tracks are becoming too one line?
I don't know. Some tracks seem like they're kind of getting that way, and other tracks don't. So I'm not sure. I think it just depends. I think the thing this year that was kind of tough in ways is a lot of the tracks that had a lot of lines, like Val de Sol and some of these tracks that are epic, they keep running the same sections of track, and they've just built them a little different the last couple of years, the new sections. And some of those tracks get so rough from the races that when you go back a couple years in a row to race, there's only one line that really ends up forming, even though the track's 50 feet wide. Everything's so blown out that it ends up kind of being a one-line track. So a lot of it just comes down to the course builder and how they build the course.
I guess that's one of the great things about downhill, isn't it? You've got to work it out, break the code, work out the puzzle in the shortest possible time, and it would be kind of a shame if it did become too one line, wouldn't it?
That place is sick. Yeah, for sure. I think for me, that's what I enjoy the most. I love getting to a track and there's just lines everywhere, and the track's really wide, and there's lots of options, and you can just kind of make it how you want it. But at the same time, if it is more of a one-line course, it's a different challenge because everybody's on the same line, so it kind of makes it exciting either way. So, yeah. But I definitely like courses with options.
Yeah. So 2017 is going to be quite a big year for you. This will be if you win this series, it'll equal Nicolas Vuille's 5 series wins.
Sweet.
And 3 more races, and you'll equal Greg Minnaar's 19.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked to be in the position I am to be able to kind of reach the higher end of those records and break them, hopefully. But the focus is like it always is, just one race at a time. I want to race and be competitive and win races. So when my career's over, I would love to have some of those records. So we'll see how it goes. I think I got a good shot at it, but it's not easy. So we're just going to keep plugging away.
Do you think going into 2017, do you feel you need to change your tempo or different amounts of risk at all in the series coming ahead because of maybe Danny Hart's kind of quite strong end of the season?
No, I'll just keep doing the same thing that I'm doing. just do the best that I can and ride within my limits. I don't want to go out of my mind and crash a bunch or whatever. So I think when I can ride at my best and I have good runs, I'm competitive for wins. So I pretty much trusted my abilities by this point. I don't feel like I need to do anything drastic. So just kind of keep trying to improve everything and do the same thing I've always done. It's worked out pretty good in the past. So
yeah, not too bad, is it?
no.
Hey, thanks for showing us around the neighbourhood. Go down.
Look at the mini donkeys. Look at the donkeys over here. Some donkeys would be pretty cool. Look at those things. You can't tell me that you don't want a mini donkey.
I think I'd go for goats and hens, to be honest.
Goats and hens. Over a mini donkey? How much cooler is a mini donkey looking than a hen or a goat? I don't know, man. I don't know.